Hello friends, Ben Ochart here, coming to you from the fish room. And as a lot of you know, I have a Betta Habitat, what I call sometimes the Betta Duplex, and I want to give you an update on how it's doing and how it's coming along, how the fish are doing, and what I've done specifically to provide the best possible environment for Betta to thrive in. So let's go ahead and take a close look at this tank, my Betta Habitat, my Betta Duplex, and break it down. And then you can share with me your thoughts, especially if you're experienced with Betta. Share your thoughts below. Let me know what you think. All right, let's jump in. What I have is a 29-gallon Aquarium tank that has been split in two using one of these Life with Pets aquarium dividers. I'll put a link below the video, and they make them for Aquarium aquariums, everything from 10-gallon, I think, up to 55-gallon. I'm using two of them currently, one in this tank and one in a 55-gallon, where I have some silver dollars separated from a Autopharynx tetrastigma, a African cichlid. But the tank is very simple. It has a pebble, a river rock type of substrate mixed in with a little bit of gravel, and it has an aquatop heater. You can see it's actually working right now. A little cold in the garage, and I have some Anubias plants attached to a bit of driftwood. There's a cave in there from underwater galleries. They make caves, and the Betta like getting into them. There's one here, but the opening is currently blocked by an almond leaf. I'm using a piece of driftwood on this side, and there's a couple of those micron internal filters. I picked them up because they don't create too much water movement. You don't want too much water movement with Betta because of their fins. They get blown around. Some of the things you see in there include some Indian almond leaves that I picked up from the Aquarium Co-op. I also have picked up some of them from Fritz, who make a thing called a nature box. This is a nature box from Fritz, and you can see it's got an almond leaf in there, but it also came with some bark. You can see the little piece of bark there on top of the cave, and some cones. They have little cones laying here on the bottom of the aquarium, and these kind of things help make it a little bit more black water, which is more of an ideal condition for Betta. Shrimp like it also. I feed them a combination of foods. They get some of this fluval bug bites. This is a Betta specific bug bite food. They also get some of this Sarah Betta Gran color food. And I also have some Northfin Betta bits. So if you follow my channel, you know I like to use a variety of foods. This is the type of filter that's being used. Chisei Micron. See with the red arrow. They have two versions: a nano, very small one, and then a micron, a little bit bigger. This is the micron, and there's two of them in there. I've been happy with the job the filters are doing, but I haven't been happy with the suction cups. They come undone too often. As a result, I have to reach into the aquarium and reposition, refasten them to the back, which is just kind of a pain. You don't want to reach into your aquariums too much, right? Because every time you reach in there, you're taking with you whatever might be on your hands. I have some Sprite up here, which is doing well. I'm going to be adding some more of it. I love watching the Betta go in and out of it. And so I could probably add 3 or 4 more pieces. You can see the the Galaxy, called the Galaxy Nemo. I picked him up from KG Tropicals. He loves hanging out inside the Sprite. So I'll get some more of it so we can play inside of it. And over here I have a Betta that I picked up locally. See if I can find him. There he is in the back, hiding from the camera. He's a mustard gas, Mr. Mustard. The things that I've added, including the almond leaves and the cones and everything else, creating a little bit more of a black water situation. The fish seem to be liking it a lot, thriving in it. Very often they'll face off at the wall. They'll know that the other one is on the other side of the wall, and they'll flare up. Kind of assert themselves. You can see the colors and the fins are just beautiful. And every now and then I find a bubble nest at the top of the tank, which is a good sign. Shows that they're not under too much stress. I'll run the lights fairly bright for a few hours a day for the plants, and then for the remainder of the day I'll go ahead and turn it down so that it's a little bit dimmer, which I think I've heard different opinions, but I have heard that overall the Betta fish prefer this a more of a dim setting. You can see he's right there on the corner, probably waiting for the other one to show up so he can challenge him. It's kind of good for him to have that stimulation. So as I go along in this, I'm learning more and more. It's good for them to have places to go in and out of. Good for them to have sort of a little bit of a playground to keep them stimulated. And certainly running into each other on the wall, that helps. They like having places to sort of sneak into, like behind this leaf, into the cave. He likes hanging in that upper corner. I tried to grow another type of plant in this substrate, and that's the only one that's left back there. It didn't do that well, so I think I'm going to stick with Anubias, which seem to do well in here, and some of the floating Sprite. I think that'll be the plants I use. Oh, there they go. They're like, hey man, I know you're over there. I can feel you. This divider has done a really good job. You can expand the outside of it, the outside edge with those plastic edge that you see there can be pulled out to make it more snug. You push it into the substrate, and then it has clips that hold it in place at the top. So there's no chance it's going to fail. Now, naturally, if you had a big fish in here, they could probably maybe knock it over, but it'd have to be a very big, strong fish to do that. So that's the update on the Betta Habitat. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Any suggestions you have. If you have some experience with Betta, I'd love to hear it. We'll talk about Betta and everything else I have going on here in this fish room on Saturdays at 11 a.m. at the Cichlids and Coffee live stream. So be sure to tune in for that. For those of you who'd like to support the channel further, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell and thumbs up, and let YouTube know something good's going on. They'll keep recommending the channel, and we'll keep growing and eventually get over 50,000, which is the target, right? At least for now. To support the channel further, consider becoming a member of the Garage Gang, a Patreon supporter, which allows you to support the channel on a monthly basis, and that really helps me to keep all these projects you see behind me going and moving along nicely. Okay, thank you, my friends. You are appreciated, and that's it for me. Bye bye.